group fighting sexual exploitation has revealed its annual list of mainstream entities whom they say are guilty of promoting exploitation or even profiting from it. The National Center on Sexual Exploitation's Dirty Dozen list for 2021 includes Amazon, Netflix, the state of Nevada, and Twitter. Every year since 2013, the NCOSC has asked the public to contact 12 companies and ask them to change their policies to ones that promote human dignity. Joining us now is Lynna Nealon, Director of Corporate and Strategic Initiatives for the National Center on Sexual Exploitation. Lynna, welcome back. So great to speak with you. Well, it's really eye-opening, that report. And one name on the list that may surprise some people is Amazon. Why did they make that list?
Amazon, unfortunately, has been on our list for several years, but this year in particular, we really wanted to call them out for their gaming streaming platform named Twitch that brings a lot of young people chatting with each other, but it also brings a lot of predators. And they have very poor monitoring policies. And we see grooming of young children and with very, again, poor moderation, no parental controls.
Yeah, and Google's also on that list for its Chromebook, which is really concerning, since a lot of students use Chromebooks for school. In fact, they're typically school-assigned devices. Let's talk more about that and the dangers there.
So I have 3 of my children are using Chromebooks. They're in elementary school. And so this one is personally for me so frustrating when you think about Alphabet is $1 trillion market cap company. Google could very easily turn on safety controls on these Chromebooks, which we know even prior to the pandemic, young students were accessing pornography and even being accessed by predators through these school-issued devices. And Google has told us for years that they will do something about Chromebooks, and they haven't. And again, during COVID, Chromebooks doubled in numbers. The shipments doubled in numbers. And instead of proactively turning on controls, proactively defaulting safety, they're leaving it to overwhelmed schools and parents to try to figure out how to keep their children safe.
Yeah, it's scary, scary stuff. What else jumps out at you from this year's Dirty Dozen? Were there any surprises?
Unfortunately, I wouldn't say surprises. Maybe surprises for those viewing it. And again, I welcome and invite people to see the Dirty Dozen list at dirtydozenlist.com. We give very easy actions that everybody can take. One I do want to emphasize is Wish. We're trying to go after corporations that are providing the infrastructure for the pornography industry. And Wish is one of the main advertisers with MindGeek, which is Pornhub's parent company. So we're calling out Wish and credit card companies. Visa's on what's called our watch list. We're telling them to cut ties with MindGeek in the predatory pornography industry that, as we know, accounts for so much child sex abuse, sexual assault, and sexual objectification.
I know you've been doing this since about 2013. What are some of the specific changes that may have come about from, a company being on the Dirty Dozen list?
Well, that's the great news, is that we've had more than 100 victories because of the Dirty Dozen list, because of the public pressing on these companies through this campaign. So we pushed on Google. They were on our campaign last year, and they changed their algorithm so that now if you do an innocent search term, you will not be as flooded with pornography. Anatomical searches yield drawings. There's still pornography, obviously, on Google, but much less so than there was before. And another one I'll mention, TikTok. They were on our Dirty Dozen list, and a few months later, took a lot of our recommendations and made their platform much safer. So much so that we're now pointing to TikTok, which was once called the predator's hunting ground, as an example for other online social media networks to emulate the safety controls that they've put in place. So it does work, and we need the public to join us in calling these companies out.
Well, Lynna, thank you so much. Good to hear some good news come out of this. Really eye-opening, especially for us parents. We appreciate you coming on. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.